when you're scared, but you know in your core, like, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm meant to do. You're going to do it. You're going to do it scared. And then you're going to do it again. And you're going to do it again. And you're going to fail. And then you're going to succeed. And then you're going to fail. And you're going to fail. But that's really how you build it. It's do it scared. Not everybody, I was scared. I didn't know if I could, create a business. I didn't know if I could sell jewelry, if I could create a team, if I can build that, if I can coach people, if I can start a podcast, if I could write a book, if I could, I know a lot of people are like, who the hell does she think she is, right? I did it scared. I'm building Badass Queen wine. People are like, what? Do it scared, right? But if you know it's in every fiber of your being that you're supposed to do something, do it. Build that momentum.
I'm Candice Renardi. This is Gratitude Geek, the podcast for Gen X women solopreneurs weaving appreciation and gratitude into your business strategy. Welcome to another installment of our Momentum series, exploring what momentum really means for female founders and the unexpected lessons it teaches. Today's guest believes women over 40 need to be building multiple streams of income. She is the founder of the Badass Queen and Sparkle Queen brands, plus the host of the Unapologetically Badass podcast, Renee Carbone Fleming. Welcome, Renee.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
That was a lot of words. And I have to know, do you know Jenny Bellinger?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You badass queens. I'm so glad the two of you know each other. Yeah. Shout out to Jenny. Love her.
Shout out to Jenny. I've known her for over a decade.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so what would you like the listeners to know about you?
To know about me is to know that I've gone through a whole lot of ish in my life, and I am 56, and not only am I still standing, I am thriving. So if I could do it, anyone else can. And I am very authentic. One thing that I really love women to know is that I share the ish. I mean, a lot of stuff we see on social media is, oh my gosh, look at how great I am. And look at, I'm so perfectly put together. And the reality is, especially as entrepreneurs, as women, I mean, just let's face it. There are plenty of times during the day, during the week, during the month, where we are like maybe on the bathroom floor crying and going, what the heck am I doing? So yeah, I love that people know that I am who I am. You get what you get.
I am on board with you and sharing the ish. I can't stand it when people put these fake masks on. I mean, if you're watching the YouTube video, you realize that I'm wearing a headscarf that doesn't match my shirt. I just don't care. I never wear makeup, right?
Yeah.
That is what makes me authentically me. That won't work for some people who like to look sharp and love to wear makeup and, want their headscarf to match their shirt. Yeah. But most of the time on these videos, when you're watching a video of me, I'm wearing a pink wig. But guess what? It's hot. I don't want to wear it today.
Yeah.
Just don't want to wear it today. And so I'm not.
Yeah. No, exactly.
And that is anyone who is plugged into anything that I'm doing knows that I'm living with breast cancer. So, I don't have hair. So why do I need to pretend?
Yeah, exactly.
Why do I need to pretend? Anyway, all right. So tell us the story that inspired your business.
Can't say inspired my business, but what got me started was my Italian and Portuguese attitude. My business started well over a decade ago. That's when I became an entrepreneur. And it came honestly from divorce. I needed to figure stuff out. And although I was very fortunate with, alimony and child support, that wasn't a lifelong strategy. And I knew I needed to do something for myself, for my future, for my kids, pay for all of those extras, build a foundation, the whole thing. And my kids were 12 and 9 at the time, and I was a stay-at-home mom. I had a career prior to being a stay-at-home mom, but quite honestly, I didn't finish college. So getting back into the workforce at the level that I would want wasn't something that I was really excited to explore because I didn't want to leave my kids, and I really loved being able to be there for them. So I found a company that, in network marketing that I loved and I could completely align with. And I didn't think I could build a business. And the thing is, I didn't think I could. And a whole lot of people around me thought I couldn't. So I wrote Post-it notes. I wrote "Watch Me" on Post-it notes, and I put it all over my freaking office. I put it in my car. I put it on my fridge. I put it in my bathroom. Like, you don't think I can? Watch me. You don't think I can build? Watch me. Like, that was just my stubbornness. So that's what inspired me to grow this.
I sure hope you have branded Watch Me stickers that you
I know.
You need Watch Me stickers that you can give to people, with your brand on the bottom or whatever.
Yes,
I'm giving you your next marketing.
Thank you. I know. That is a work. You are not the first to say that. And I'm like, why did I not think of that? Thank you very much.
I want one. So when you have them made, use Sticker Junkie for that because they're a really good woman-owned sticker company.
Wonderful.
I just gave a free shout out to a company. Sticker Junkie, if you'd like to sponsor this episode.
Yeah. Sticker Junkie. I'm going to write that down because I love, love, love supporting women-owned businesses. That is wonderful.
So do I, which is why I mentioned them.
Yeah. I love that.
But you know what? Stickers are a really super cost-effective marketing strategy.
Yeah.
They really are because they're not expensive.
No, exactly. Super inexpensive. I did write the Watch Me book, which is available on Amazon and Kindle if you'd like to go check that out. But it is a business philosophy. That Watch Me became not only when I started, it was my stubbornness and it was my revenge. And as I was, building my business and gaining confidence, gaining the momentum and doing all the things, Watch Me became my business philosophy. And I'll share that with you all. The acronym that I use for Watch Me, it's 5 principles. It's withdraw from explanation. It's to act before approval. T is to take up space publicly. C is to commit without consensus. And H is hold the vision when no one else does. Those 5 things.
I love it.
That with my courses, my training, my coaching, my book, that is how I built multiple streams of income in all my businesses.
All right, we are going to stray from the momentum questions here for a minute because I want to come back to the T.
Okay, yeah.
Take up space.
Yes.
Women, you and I are the same age. I'm also 56. Women are taught to not be noticed. We're taught to be as small as possible and to not take up any space and not be loud.
Yeah.
And that's not how ish gets done.
Right. And it's not even just being loud. It's being noticed. It's having a voice. It's not staying small. So many times, like women, we tend to go, oh, I'm sorry. Somebody bumps into us. Oh, I'm sorry. Right? Somebody's late for an appointment that they're supposed to meet us. And we're like, oh, I'm sorry. Did you get the wrong time? Screw that. We're not apologizing anymore. Do men walk into a building and go, oh, I'm sorry? No. They're like, I'm here. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that take up space publicly. I want women to have that confidence, and not everybody does, and I get that, and we work on strategies and mindset and the whole thing. When you are part of my circle, there's like a whole lot of energy that, I bounced off to them. But that take up space publicly is also, for the introvert, because not everybody's an extrovert, and believe me, I'm a recovering introvert, so I get both sides. When you take up space publicly, also online, right? It's showing up consistently. It's showing up messy. It's showing up with no makeup on sometimes. It's showing up being who you are. It's showing up going like, yeah, I screwed up. It's showing up on podcasts. It's just showing up and unapologetically.
The showing up and saying, yes, I screwed up, but you don't have to apologize for the screw up. You can just name it and say it.
Yeah.
Something that I'm being very conscientious about, which is why I wanted to call this out. I live with metastatic breast cancer, which means sometimes I have to change appointments and yada, yada, yada. And I find myself when I'm sending emails, apologies, but I have to change an appointment.
Yeah.
And then I look at the email and I go, I don't need to apologize. And I delete the apology.
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
send the email without the apology. But you do not have to apologize. You just
We apologize for everything. I mean, there are some things that we do need to apologize for, right? If we cause somebody harm, or, we need to stop cowering. And so many times I see women in their posture as well, right? They don't have their shoulders back. They're kind of like this, and like, a little quiet and a little. Well, we want to change that, taking up that, that
Mhm.
space.
My,
Yeah.
I want to go back to the watch me because
Mhm.
I think this is important. The whole thing with watch me is so important. So my father-in-law was Tejano. He spoke Spanish as his first language, but he was American born. So
Mhm.
his first language was Spanish. And he had a very thick accent. And he spoke perfectly fine English, but he was more comfortable with Spanish. So when my husband was growing up, who never learned how to speak Spanish, by the way, when my husband was growing up, his father, who was a very successful building developer, he built houses, extremely successful. His father would say, "Watch me," and what to show instead of trying to explain, he would just say, "Watch me, do it the way I do it." And really, he wanted to teach his sons how to be builders,
Yeah.
but he didn't know how to tell them how to be builders.
Mhm.
So he
Mhm.
just wanted to model
Yeah.
what they needed to do.
Mhm.
And that is another important thing. We need to be modeling
Right.
the behavior that we want the other women in our sphere.
No,
So
we want to be an inspiration and a support. If I'm going to talk about Watch Me, I'm going to actually do the do.
yeah.
So I have clients come to me and women come to me and go, I see you all the time. They're like, you're all over the place. And I'm like, yes, intentionally. But the key is I'm not working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can do this and you can build multiple streams and you can do all this stuff. You can take up the space. You can be seen if you have systems.
That's my other favorite word. All right. Speaking of systems, because I believe this is a system, how do you weave gratitude into your business strategy?
Well, first of all, that is numero uno in my miracle morning. So you've heard of miracle mornings, I'm sure.
Yes.
And the first thing that I do in the morning is I express three things. I believe in God. I thank God for three things in my life. The first thing that I do when I wake up. So that starts my day. I am grateful for everything, the highs, the lows, because it's all lessons. And if I can learn from that lesson and I know he's going to if he brings me to it, he's going to bring me through it. So that's why I am grateful, because although the hard parts of building the business, the rejection, the no's, the failing. I mean, how many launches have I had and nobody's come, and nobody's bought anything? Like, we all go through it. But it was like, okay, what did I learn from that? And how can I adapt and how can I grow from it? And that's both personally and professionally. So gratitude is woven in everything that I do, because if I can not only be grateful, but if I can learn from it and share that with another woman to go, okay, I was here and this is what I experienced, they may feel inspired to go, well, if this woman did it, then I sure as hell can,
Mm-hmm. I am always shocked by the number of women who will not accept help.
Oh, 1000%. That's a tough one.
You know,
That is a very, very tough one.
because we are all nurturers. We want to help
Yes.
each other.
Yeah.
Why won't you allow someone to help you when it's your turn to be helped?
Yeah. We don't ask for it. And I was talking about this with somebody yesterday, actually. We were talking about, women, it was the whole perfection, right? We wanted to look like we had everything under control. And I shared stories, and I say it's so important. So not only do we want to share stories with, our age bracket, but it's really important to share these conversations with the younger women, because we don't want them to kind of, I can't say make the same mistakes, but we want them to learn a little bit different strategies. But I remember when I was a young mom, holding the baby in one arm, I'm cooking the roast in the oven with the other, right? I've got family over, but I'm like, no, I'm good. I got it all, right? I can do this. And and then I wonder why I'm crying on my bathroom floor, because I'm exhausted and stressed out and I'm not asking for help. And it's like, no, now it's like, hey, I don't know how to do XYZ, right? I'm building businesses. I'm building multiple streams. Doesn't mean I know everything. Everything is figure outable. Research, ask for help, talk to somebody who knows more. And I, really always share, we want to surround ourselves with the people that know more than we do. I do not want to walk into a room, into anything where I'm the smartest freaking woman. Hell no. I want to go into a room where there are women that are way smarter than me, way more advanced than me, that I can learn something from them.
The other thing is you don't want to be the dumbest person in the room either. Dumb is a bad word, but you want to have a room that has people of all skill levels and backgrounds, because we learn from each other, and it's amazing what we learn from people who we don't think we can take a lesson from.
Absolutely.
There's nothing that woman over there is going to be able to teach me, and then you turn around and holy man, that was the most profound thing that ever happened to me talking to that woman. You just don't know unless you build a community with all sorts of different people in it.
1,000%. It is all relationship building, right? You don't know what somebody else knows, their background. And oftentimes, and I think this is just in society, we tend to look at people and put them in a box.
Mm-hmm.
And, we make the assumptions. So whether based on somebody's looks or based on where they work or the kind of job that they do, right? I work with women that are just starting out as an entrepreneur to corporate executives making multiple six figures. And the thing is, you never know by who you're connecting with. You never know where that next connection and that next relationship that could be the one game changer in your business will go. Because somebody who's working I treat everyone the same. I don't care if you cut grass with scissors. I don't care if you work at Starbucks or Walmart or you're a CEO. Makes no freaking difference to me. I want to treat you all the same. The thing is, and not to use those relationships, but when I talk to clients who are looking for that next client or that next chapter in their career, they don't know whether or not their daughter's friend who works at Starbucks has an aunt who works for a company that you are interested in.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know unless you have human connection and talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
And that,
Absolutely.
I think, is a lost art.
I don't think it's a lost art. I think it's a skill that isn't being taught.
Yeah.
And once you learn it, you get really good at it. I was very lucky. My mother would never own her own business, but she was a collector of people. And she kept I mean, at Christmas time, we would send 300 Christmas cards, and all of us would get around the table, and we'd all be addressing Christmas cards and signing cards. And that thing of, oh, when I get older, I'm going to have 300 Christmas cards to send too. I'm going to collect people just like my mother did. It doesn't happen that way, But because she was a collector of people and she held on to those relationships, I learned the skill.
Yeah.
Right.
And the younger generation, we stopped teaching, not that we stopped teaching them. They've gone through a lot. And with the pandemic, everything, with everything going virtual, it became a crutch for everyone post pandemic that, everyone is so concerned about this thing. Right? Mm-hmm. For those that aren't watching, I raised the phone. They're connected to that so much so that human connection and eye contact, and we see that with kids so many times that they can't even look at another person eye to eye and hold a conversation. Like, how are they going to interview?
Some of that is, I mean, the not being able to make eye contact. There is a significant proportion of people who have on the spectrum of autism. We just didn't know it existed, so we didn't realize that people. When you and I were in high school, we didn't know that the guy over there that was really shy, that he was probably autistic, right? We just thought he was really shy.
Yeah.
So there is a spectrum of that, but there is also the social. I never learned how to look anybody in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to shake your hand and look you in the eye. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So at the very beginning of this conversation, I asked you right away, do you know Jenny Bellinger? Who, the reason why I don't think we made it clear at the beginning, y'all, Jenny's podcast is called the Badass Direct Sales Mastery Podcast, right? The names are similar. That's why I immediately thought of, and the fact that the two of you know each other. But in my mind, my job would have been to introduce you to her later.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's what building, that's why Renee is talking about building these connections and keeping them.
Yeah.
Not letting go of them.
Not letting go of them, nurturing them as best you can. Now, the thing is, it is tough. We have a finite number of hours in our day and in our week. But, the periodic touch base and, thinking of you is the easiest way of doing it.
Yeah, and
That's why I built a community. I have a community of women that, that's why I want it. And my community, I have this queen circle, and that's really meant for anyone who really just wants a community of other badass women. Whether you're an entrepreneur and you're looking for tips, because I share tips and strategies, or you work or you're retired and, you want to be connected with other women, both online, and we do some, in-person get-togethers as well. It's really wonderful because, again, it's the power of just women being with each other is so amazing.
And that's one of the reasons why social media took off so well.
Yeah.
It's because people were looking for that connection
Yeah.
and they weren't
Yeah.
finding it. I've disengaged from most social media. The only one I'm still really on is Threads, because Threads was designed for Gen X women. It really was. It's so feral.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
For sure.
but we do still want to have our tribe, our circle, our connections. And I just find that it's healthier when they're in community, like your community or my
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
And I don't talk about this enough on the show, so I'm going to try to make it a point to talk about this every single episode. I actually host a mixer once a month for women creatives. So authors, artists, digital marketers, podcasters, people who make videos, people who write blog posts. Where we can come together, because the future of marketing is collaboration and co-creation.
Yeah.
So the whole point of this mixer, it's called the Creator Collab Mixer. The whole purpose of this mixer is for women to find those opportunities with each other. And they've
great.
been amazing. The women in the room at these mixers really do genuinely want to co-create and collaborate. Any woman creative is invited to attend. The link will be in the description below. All right, Renee, I need to know what your specific definition of momentum is.
Momentum is doing it scared.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're like 5 or 6 episodes in, and I haven't heard the same definition twice.
Isn't that great? So I wrote a song. I have a couple of songs out there. And the reason why I shared it is I can be scared and still know. So that when you're scared, but in your core, like, this is what I'm supposed to do, this is what I'm meant to do, you're going to do it. You're going to do it scared, and then you're going to do it again, and you're going to do it again, and you're going to fail, and then you're going to succeed, and then you're going to fail, and you're going to fail, but that's really how you build it. It's do it scared. I was scared. I didn't know if I could, create a business. I didn't know if I could sell jewelry, if I could create a team, if I can build that, if I can coach people, if I can start a podcast, if I could write a book, if I could, I know a lot of people are like, who the hell does she think she is, right? I did it scared. I'm building badass queen wine. People are like, what? Do it scared, right? But if it's in every fiber of your being that you're supposed to do something, do it. Build that momentum.
I like that definition a lot. So what did it look like when you reached momentum?
It feels good. Because when you have momentum, you have a purpose. And because of all of the ish we go through, and I still do, right? Not everything in my life is perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But when I have a purpose, it feels good. So for my purpose is helping other women. I call it build their $100,000 fuck it fund. That I love talking about that. I love helping women with personal branding. I want them to be seen. So, but everything at the core is helping them build their business. And when I say $100,000 fuck it fund, not everybody wants to build for that. Some people want $200 a month, and that's great. That could be life-changing for somebody. I am passionate about helping women do that. So because I love that so much, on the days where I want to keep the covers over my head, I want to hide from the universe, I don't want to speak to anyone, I might be sad or depressed about something, anxiety, whatever that is, I know I have a purpose. And that's what pulls me through. And that's why I keep going.
My ultimate goal is to leave a legacy.
I want people to remember my legacy. I want to build the businesses for my family, but I want women after I'm gone to resonate with the name Badass Queen and have that sense of empowerment. And that's what I want to leave. So whether, I do it with coaching, the wine, like I'll leave all of these things, but I want women to go, oh, I felt good. She made me feel good. The brand made me feel good. Renee made me feel good.
Yeah. And that's all that matters. So,
that and somebody buying the Badass Queen brand for $20 million. I'll take that, Alex.
Oh, that's a good one too. That's really, a lot of folks don't see that their brand is something that they can sell.
Come to me, baby. I've trademarked. I am licensing. I am built. Yes, that is the legacy. That is like huge. I am so ecstatic about it. And to be my age and to go like, oh, I can do this. Like I literally,
You do realize you're still really young, right? 56 is not old.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Please, no.
Stop talking about being old when you're the same age as me.
I know, but I laugh about it. I'm like, I'm freaking ancient. I don't give a shit. It's all good. Like, but the whole, so are you familiar with caftans? You must be, because you're my age.
Yeah.
Okay. So I love a good caftan. Okay. I know we're going totally off topic, but this just.
Listener, if you have no idea what we're talking about, it's an extremely comfortable, quote unquote, dress.
Yeah. Some call it muumuu. Some call it caftan. Okay. But
think Golden Girls.
Think Golden Girls.
Think Golden Girls.
Yes. Think Mrs. Roper.
Mrs. Roper. Yes, that's a good one too.
Okay. But I wanted something. So I was invited to go to Miami for a yacht party. I was part of this, inducted into this bombshell Boss Babes. Very grateful, very bougie. And I wanted to find like a really great bougie dress, but I didn't want it to be a gown, right? It's during the day. So I went online and I was searching and searching for a beautiful caftan that wasn't too structured, that wasn't bright pink or blue. That's not me. I'm very like neutral with my colors, but I wanted something that was sexy, but not stripper pole.
I don't know if caftan and sexy go in the same sentence.
Well, it can.
Well, there might be people that have that.
I know. So, but there can be. So the funny thing is I was like, I can't find what I want. We're not the 56, the Golden Girls of yesteryear. Yeah. We are a different type of generation.
Yeah.
So it dawned on me that I met a fashion designer at an event a year ago. So I contacted her, asked if she could create a look for me for Miami. And I was so excited. I'm like, this is so much fun. Like, we're going to create a caftan that is for me, my style.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, well, if I'm looking for something like this, there's got to be other women that want this. And it just so happens I own Badass Queen apparel trademark. So I went, I'm going to build a fucking caftan collection. So I'm like, what the fuck out? So my collection, we've got 5 pieces that are launching in October. And it's like the signature stuff. It's either a V-neck or a one shoulder or off the shoulder or high slit up one leg. Something that, so the differences are like some things that you can wear around the house, right? You want to be comfortable, still want to be kind of cute, maybe on a Zoom, people see you from the waist up. Wonderful. And then there were caftans that are going to be more, for going out on dinner or whatever, date, fancy and all that stuff. But so that's launching October as well. But it's like, I'm 56. I'm just getting started. This is
That's
so
right.
much fun.
That's right. Do you know how many women out there didn't get started until they were in their 50s?
Absolutely.
And so I have 2 great grandmothers who both lost their husbands. We're talking the late 1800s, right? They both lost their husbands. One of them opened a grocery store and the other one opened a saloon.
Wow.
Do we hear these stories? No. But back then, men died all the time and women had to keep feeding their families.
Yes.
So women have always figured this stuff out.
Yep.
They've always
1000%.
my grandmother on my mother's side, she owned a drapery shop because she had to feed her kids too.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
When there's no man around, the women figure it out.
Absolutely. Yes.
So sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
In our 50s.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we already know what to do. We just didn't have to do it. But when we have to do it, we do it.
We do it. Everything's figure-outable.
That's right. So what surprised you about being in Momentum?
How many people weren't clapping for me?
Oh, that answer is tragic.
It's the truth.
But it's true.
It's the truth. And it was something that I had to get over really quick. Like, that's on them. I am who I am. Whether somebody's not clapping because, they just don't like me. Okay. They're not clapping because they're jealous. They're not clapping because they wish that they could, but fear is holding them back or something's holding them back. Whatever it is. In the beginning, I was like analyzing, going like, why aren't they liking my posts? Why aren't they sharing? Why aren't they reaching out to me? It's like you question going, is it me? Is it me? And then you have a conversation with someone and they're like, I've been watching what you post for like the longest time. And of course, part of me is sitting there going, well, then why the fuck haven't you liked any of the damn posts that I've done? But that's okay. Not everybody wants to like things and they watch. But it really surprised me how many people weren't supportive.
Yeah.
It just takes just a small act of kindness. And I'm not saying everyone has to like buy my stuff or hire me or anything like that. But when we as women, cheer each other on, it could be a simple note once in a while, Yeah. Not everybody's going to see your post, and that's for sure. But it's just, that was one thing that surprised me. And now I'm like, I've learned and I know better. And, some people are.
Back to my theory about co-creation and collaboration being the future of marketing. All those folks who aren't sharing and aren't forwarding and aren't liking, they're missing out on opportunities.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to remember them when the time comes for whatever it is that you want to do that they could do.
That's the whole thing about visibility.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you are visible, you are seen and you are getting paid. If you are not visible, if you are not leveraging other people's audiences, if you are not collaborating with other women, you are less visible.
Mm-hmm. And that doesn't, I'm raising my hand here, that doesn't mean you have to be on social media. Because
No.
I have removed myself from most social media, and I still launched a very successful networking group.
Yep. Yeah, you don't have to be on social.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what?
It helps, but you don't have to.
Yeah. Well, but it also depends on your message. Is this a message that social is gonna help? That's gonna be helped by social? Maybe not. I don't. My thoughts on social media, people can argue with, but I really think the algorithms are not designed to lift positive voices. They're designed to lift people who are placing ads, running ads, and saying the things. They're saying the things that are currently popular with the billionaire class. If you're talking against the billionaire class, you're not. And I'm not all billionaires are bad. I'm just saying that if you're saying things that go against what the billionaires are saying, your message isn't going to be.
The algorithm is a tough nut, but it's all, like I said, it's visibility. I really believe I teach the 3-legged stool strategy, and when you have 2 legs, you'll weeble wobble and you're going to fall down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I teach about having email marketing campaigns, having social presence, and having conversations. When you're doing those 3, you have more of a chance of being seen somewhere, somehow, by someone.
But the 3 legs can be any 3 legs because there's about 15 different things you can choose from. Like you can do the email marketing, you can do podcast guesting, and you can have a YouTube channel. That's 3 legs of visibility.
3 legs.
Just as long as you have at least 3.
3 legs.
You won't fall over.
Definitely don't want to fall over.
So how did momentum change your business, and did you end up where you thought you were going?
Momentum is a funny thing because, yes, I have momentum, but there are always days where we're like, oh, I really don't want to do, right? But my business is better than I ever thought it could be. So when I started out, I was in a path with blinders on. Here's my one thing that I'm going to do. I want to be really good at. I want to get to the highest level of the company. And that's what I did. But as we grow, we change as we age. We have different interests, different things that we want to explore. So what's beautiful about it is it then created these other channels and these other avenues. And this is so much better than what I thought when I started out, because I didn't give up on myself.
And I like that answer. It took you someplace different than you thought you were going, but it's a better place than you thought you were going.
Better. Yep.
Oh, I
Yep.
love that. I love that. Okay, so let's talk about your business. What is it exactly that you do?
I have the Badass Queen personal branding and media agency. Underneath that is multiple different hubs. So I coach and train women, typically women over 40, to build their businesses. I've got coaching programs, training programs, downloadables, free training, Queen Circle membership. I have an AI hub that I'm really passionate about. That's a huge conversation that we're having, because AI is a great tool when taught how to use it correctly. And with so many people are using AI, and we see it if people that are on social, you see the same freaking posts. You see the same freaking pictures, just different variations of it, right? People think that they know how to use AI, but in actuality, most of them do not. So I teach strategy on how to leverage AI so that you are working smarter and not harder. It's a system. So that I'm super passionate about. I have like you had mentioned earlier, the Unapologetically Badass podcast. And that was created because we see a lot of the greatness, right? Like I was on the NASDAQ billboard. Huge blessing, amazing opportunity. To see my mug on that on that billboard was crazy. So we share all of the wonderful things, but like I said, a lot of times we miss sharing the shit that goes on in our lives. So I wanted the podcast for women to share their journey, share the highs and lows, and what kind of business, so that somebody else on the other side might go, wow, she went through all that and look what she's doing. Maybe I can do it too. So that's why I created that. And then, because I want to lead by example, we talked about that. I do have network marketing companies that I'm aligned with. I do love the industry. It's a great vehicle for, a low entry point for a lot of women. And, I want to show them what's possible. So I put my money where my mouth is. And then with my branding, with Badass Queen and Sparkle Queen, I have merchandise and I share that. I've got a site for that. I have an ambassador program. Again, putting my money where my mouth is. I want to help women build their extra income. So I use my clothing and my products, and women can earn earn some extra money by sharing a link. So I teach them how to do that. So it's multiple. It's a vibe.
Here's a curiosity question that women might be thinking right now. When you have multiple streams of income, is there ever a stream that is the most lucrative, and why aren't you concentrating on that?
I am absolutely passionate about having multiple streams. And I'm not saying that necessarily people have to have multiple businesses, but having multiple streams, because you don't know if something's going to fall apart. If you work for a company, you don't know if you're going to get laid off. You don't, a lot of people are, or if you're in a network marketing company, you don't know if they're going to close the doors or sell it or go direct to consumer. There's so many things that are out of our control. Mm-hmm. So I help women. I have a clarity intensive that I do as well, that really kind of creates what is their next chapter going to look like, with really getting crystal clear. What do they want to build and why? What is that going to light them up? What is at the core, right? And then start building it. So whether it's, doing something online or coaching, or we all have expertise, right? We can all share things. And I talked the other day with somebody who is also a coach, and we talk about the fact that we don't compete. There's plenty of coaches. There's a lot of people that can teach a whole lot of stuff, right? But we have different voices. We have different ways of going about things. We have different personalities. And I'm not going to be everyone's cup of tea. That's okay. I prefer coffee. Not everybody, right? But people will find who they are most aligned with. So yeah, building multiple streams, I can't just focus on one, but I'm really, really good at compartmentalizing. And I also think it's extremely important to build your personal brand and build one, you have to layer it. So many women make the mistake of going, I'm going to sign up for this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And then all of a sudden they're selling a whole bunch of shit and it makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's like garage sale. Like it makes no sense. It has to be aligned, and it has to be aligned with you, your personal brand, and layer those opportunities as they come and as you want to build. And with systems and or else you'll never succeed in anything.
I have been involved in some way, shape, or form with a network marketing or a direct sales company since I was 18. And inevitably, something happens. My very first company I was with was Tupperware. They made amazing product.
Yeah.
And those products that I bought when I was 18 years old, I still have them today.
Right.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
But now you can buy Tupperware at Target.
Yeah.
You know? And so that's the only company I'm going to call out by name. Because it really does have the name brand recognition.
Yeah.
But I remember this one time I was with a company and they lost their funding and they closed their doors. And I had there's another company that I was one of the top 120 income earners in the company. They changed their comp plan and I lost my income.
Yeah.
So I had absolutely zero control of that. Zero.
Yeah.
All I had was my reputation and my brand. Which is me, which is Gratitude Geek, right?
Yeah.
So if you choose to build in direct sales network marketing, kudos to you, because there are some great products. Like my favorite cleaning products are a network marketing company, right? The service I use to send my thank you cards is a network marketing company.
Yeah.
The service, the product that I use that makes me feel better when I'm hurting is a network marketing company, right? So there's some really good companies out there. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
No, exactly.
And protect your brand.
Protect your brand. And so you're absolutely right. But the industry gets a bad rap. And I've retired from one specific company. And whether I was with them or even post after that, I get these copy and paste messages to recruit me or to sell me. And I cringe because some people are still teaching that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there is a better way of attracting the right people to your business. You haven't done anything to relationship build. How do you know whether or not I'm even in the market to look at what you have, right? So there's so much work that still needs to be done. There's great products, there's great companies, but just like any organization, right? Some people get it and some people are still doing things from 1970. But I've been screaming personal brand even before personal branding was a thing.
Yeah.
I was personal brand. I was Sparkle Queen, and people knew me as Sparkle Queen. I sponsored the Miss America organization. Me, not my company, me, right? And I did that because of building my personal brand. And then that led me into this and led me into this and led me into this. But people don't know how to build that, or they build it with multiple companies, or they think they're building their brand just because they're posting their company's pictures and images. I'm like, no.
You need your values to be aligned with their values.
Yeah.
And you have to believe in the product, and you have to make sure that you are the brand and not the company that you're representing.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I am a fan of the products. I'm a fan of the structure. I just don't want the listener to put all their eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Multiple streams of income.
Yes.
Multiple streams. Oh my God, Renee.
Yes.
We have to wrap up.
Isn't it? It goes by fast. Time flies when you have fun.
I want to talk to you forever.
Oh, thank you.
I want to do. I rarely ever do this because we have not actually recorded the episode yet. But I am interviewing Andrea Walls, who is the co-author of Go for No, which every network marketer on the planet has been given a copy of because we were taught to go for no, right? We're taught to ask as many people as possible. But I think that the way we do business is shifted away from going for the no. And I can't wait to ask her how to continue to go for no without being a bro marketer. We need to keep the lessons that we've learned, but we also need to adapt them for the way things are moving in the future.
Right. Absolutely. Yes.
And
We can still go for no, but it's doing it with relationship building and not a copy and paste message. It's like, slam, bam, thank you, ma'am. We're not going to do that. We need to go out for dinner. We need a cocktail. We're going to go out for dinner. You're going to massage the relationship before you go for the no.
Yeah. You don't ask them to marry you before you've asked them out for coffee.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So
I love it. Massage the relationship. Excellent. All right. You have a free gift for the audience.
I do. I have multiple. So I have a strategic video book. It's my video blueprint. They can download that, and it gives them training and support on how they can build their $100,000 Fuck It fund. And then I have a really fun Queen's Archetype quiz that women can take and kind of see who they are. It's really, it's a lot of fun. So they can go and grab that on my website too.
Both of those links will be in the show notes. I took a look at your video book. What a brilliant idea.
Thank you.
It's a book, but instead of you having to read it, you can watch the videos. And every video is short.
Yes, exactly. Oh, yes, because that's the thing. We don't want, 5 hours of tape. No, who has time for that? It actually was not my idea. I learned it from somebody else. And if I could think of his name, it was through Jenny, actually.
Somebody you met through Jenny?
Yeah.
Also, see, Jenny is like, she's the master of these ideas that Renee and
It's a connector.
Yeah,
right?
She's a master connector. I will link to the multiple episodes that we have done together in the show notes.
Good.
Call out to Jenny. All right, Renee, this is your moment of gratitude. For whom or what are you most grateful?
I am grateful for you for allowing me to come on and share my journey, my shit, and have a whole lot of fun. It was a great conversation.
Thanks for tuning in to Gratitude Geek, the podcast for Gen X women solopreneurs, weaving gratitude and appreciation into your business strategy. Our theme music is by Rev Brock and Solely. This has been episode 336, and I've been your host, Candice Freddardi. Stay groovy, my friends.
Stay groovy, my friends.